Vice Chancellor of Bharatiya University, Professor Kaliraj, for his nice inaugural address, scholarly inaugural address. Dr. Bhupati, Professor and Head, Department of Economics, will assume charge today as head. Congratulations, Dr. Bhupati. Dr. Manigandan, the organizing secretary, and respected registrar of Bharatiya University, Professor Murugan, Dr. Arun, Dr. Rajkumar, Dr. Sangamitra. Professor Sangamitra is a good friend of mine. Dr. Shanmugam, Dr. Govindaswamy, and other participants. I am exceedingly happy to be the resource person of this webinar. As introduced by Professor Bhupati and Dr. Manigandan, currently I am now serving as Director in charge of Bharatiya University Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Career Hub. It's called BECH, BECH. And this is an offshoot of MHRD program of Government of India. MHRD has identified about 30 universities in India for implementing this program of Innovation and Career Hub. And Bharathidasan is one of the universities, and Bharatiyar is also one of the universities for implementing this program. Besides these two, Aragappa, Madras University, Annamalai, Madurai, there are 7 universities trying to implement this particular program. And I have been serving as director in charge for the past 1 year, and Dr. Prasanna, my colleague, is the deputy director. This BECH was established in July 2019. So the last 1 year, we have been trying to sensitize students within our campus and students in city colleges and students in all affiliated colleges, about 2.5 lakh. We have been trying to inculcate the idea of creativity and innovation in the curriculum itself, meaning students, they do their own discipline, be it economics or sociology or physics, chemistry, mathematics, whatever. They do their UG for 3 years and 2 years PG program. They get to know about different concepts, theories, tools, techniques in their own discipline. But MHRD now is insisting, along with their subject, they should also learn the concept of creativity and the concept of innovation leading to entrepreneurship while doing their study itself. This is the motive of MHRD with which they have implemented this. They have given about 15 crore, including research, they have given 50 crores, 50, for each university to implement this program. So the idea is inculcate in the minds of students while doing their studies. So it does not necessarily mean that they are totally unaware of creativity, they have no idea about innovation, nothing of that sort. They may have some idea, but they need to firm it up. They need to have concrete idea about creativity, innovation in the backdrop of their own discipline. So that is the idea of this career and innovation career hub. As I said, in 7 universities in Tamil Nadu. And all along, from Bharathidasan University, we have been trying to, sensitize by bringing in experts from other places to tell students. See, normally, as resource persons in Tamil Nadu, we used to be bilingual. Dr. Manigandan told me that there are participants from outside Tamil Nadu. That is why we speak in English. But inadvertently, some Tamil words come, please bear with us. Okay. So we have already covered almost all the students, about 2.5 lakh within the premises of Bharathidasan University. Now we want to come out. We want to address students in Bharatiyar University, students in, within the state and even outside the Tamil Nadu, whoever is listening to this particular one, where the idea is very simple. I'm going to tell you how you should develop the idea of creativity. I'll give you some basics. Very, very fundamental ideas about creativity, because creativity is all about coming out with some new ideas. And if you close your eyes, think of new, nothing will come. Nothing will come to your mind. No, new ideas will not come on. But for some people, they may get some accidentally. They may get some 1 or 2 new ideas. But by and large, we will have to have some sort of understanding the whole thing in perspective. And then some sort of techniques are there, and there is a possibility of giving training. Thereby, students, they get trained to become, to think creatively and to think innovatively. At the end of the day, they become entrepreneurs. By the time they complete their UG PG program, they become entrepreneurs. Now the fact remains, if 1,000 students roughly pass out from university or a college, just one or two are becoming entrepreneurs. Now the idea is, why one or two? Why not 10, 20, 50, 100 students becoming provided, we teach them about creativity, we teach them about innovation and so on. So that is the purpose of this particular lecture. And primarily, I want to repeat, this particular webinar is meant only for students in research college. If faculty members are interested, they can also listen, but I am going to address some very, very fundamental, very basic things about creativity and innovation, which is as simple as you had your breakfast. So this is meant essentially for, and the idea of, they have the skills of creative ideas in there. It is embedded in themselves, in oneself. You need to kindle it. You need to, instill that idea. You need to ignite it. So that is what I'm going to do it. Now, I'll show some slides. So that will be easy, because, otherwise listening to a person for 1 hour, 1.5 hours, is very difficult. But I'll just show you some slides that would give you some definite idea. And when I give this presentation, whatever doubts that are there in your mind, please make a note. At the end of the presentation, you are free to interact with me. Whatever I know, I've been reading in the last 1 year, addressing people, thinking, dreaming, writing. I've also been publishing papers in this area. So feel free to ask any question pertaining to this. I will be very happy to answer. Now, I move on to the PowerPoint presentation, so that it will be easy for you to follow my presentation. Your Honorable Vice Chancellor, they are under this topic, creativity and innovation be taught to students. This is a question mark. So I don't want you to wait till 1 hour to know the answer. The answer is very, very simple. The answer is yes, YES. It is possible to teach, to train, to give them practice, to learn about creativity and innovation, provided you understand the whole thing in perspective. And this is what I said. This BEC was established in 2019, MHRD, and I have also given you the need for this program. The purpose is to make students. Another point is, there is a notion within our country that 20% of the students are only employable. If 100 students pass out from a college or university, either from with UG degree or PG degree, there is a notion that only 20% is employable, which means 80% is not having employable skills. But I don't believe in this proposition. It's a myth. As far as I know, I'm very confident that all 100 students do have employability skills. But all you need is, why do we say that only 20% is having? Because the reason is, when you complete your UG program or PG program, at the end of the day, you are just possessing only raw intelligence. You know about your subjects, you know about the concepts, you know about the models, methods, techniques, tools, and all that. That is only raw intelligence. And you must remember that there is a gap between the academia and the job market. With the raw intelligence, the job market will not pick you up immediately. So the raw intelligence has to be nurtured. Raw intelligence that you possess has to be nurtured with some sort of training, some sort of practice, some sort of orientation is required. Thereby, we bridge the gap between between the academia and the job market. So, in fact, another purpose of this Bharat Association Entrepreneurship Innovation Career Hub is to bridge the gap. We give them training, we give them all sort of orientation. Thereby, you learn some skills, so you become a product in the market. You become eligible to become a person who is employable. So I repeat the point. It is not 20% who is only employable. I am 100% sure. I am 100% confident in saying that all 100% students who pass out are employable. this creativity, idea of creativity and innovation will definitely make you employable. There is no doubt about it. There is no doubt about it. Okay. And this is what I said. This is a notion. This is a notion. And there is another notion: entertainment, cinema, media. He knows the importance of this particular innovative ideas. And so I'm only repeating that creativity, innovation do not stuck only with media. Does not stuck only with cinema. It is not to do with only entertainment. It is there in class because we watch movies always. We see entertainment programs, we see advertisements. That is the reason we get to think that it is confining only to advertisements or cinema. But my dear friends, it is there across all fields. You name it. It is there in academia, it is there in industry, more so in business. If they don't have innovative idea, if they don't have creativity, they cannot survive. They cannot survive. They cannot survive. I repeat. So it is there across all fields. So all of us should know. All of us should get to know about creativity and innovation. That is the purpose of this particular presentation. But this is what I said. Does not confine only to cinema. Okay, now let's come to the subject. Creativity. Creativity, if you look at this word creativity, there's something called the creation is embedded in this. Create. What do we mean by create? Create means bringing something new into existence. Create something into being which was not there earlier. So that is create. Supposing I say bring something new into existence, something new into being. You bring something new which is totally, unwanted. You bring some dirt and put it in the hall. That is also bringing something new, but that will not become creativity. Creativity is a very profound concept. It is not merely bringing in something new which was not there earlier. Because if you bring something new which was not there earlier, you bring some trash, you bring some unworthy thing, bring some undesirable thing. It is not, I don't call it as creativity. Creativity has some definite, components. For example, you see this particular one. Somebody has given the definition. Firstly, creativity process involves thinking and behaving. Everybody is thinking. Everybody is behaving. It is not the prerogative of very few people. And it has to be imaginative. It has to be done imaginatively. So imagination is the first stop. Imagination is very easy. Close your eyes and think it is imagination. Isn't it? You need not, stand upside down to do this. You can sit anywhere. You can lie down in a bed. You can walk. You can do anything. You can quite. Yeah. So in the last 5 minutes, I was only trying to tell you the relevance of creativity, the relevance of innovation and all that. Now, of course, let us really get into the subject. Look at this creativity. And the title is, Can Creativity and Innovation Be Taught to Students? I already gave, in the last 5 minutes, I gave the answer that it is possible to teach, to give training, to give them some practice for students to learn creativity and innovation. Thereby they become entrepreneurs. Creativity and innovation. Look at this creativity. And in this creativity, the word create is also there. Creativity is a verb. Creation is a verb, and create means what? Bring something new into being. Bring something new into existence which was not there earlier. Okay? Bring something new which was not there earlier means you bring something which is worthwhile. You bring something new which is not worthwhile, it is of no use. That is why you see this in this definition. Creativity involves thinking and behaving imaginatively. Imagination is the first step. And imagination is a very easy process. Just close your eyes and think it is imagination. And when you imagine, the imagination should be directed towards some purpose. It should be purposeful, meaning it is directed to achieve an objective. Objective in terms of doing some good for well-being of the people, improving the welfare of the people, improving the satisfaction of people, improving the happiness of people. So it should have some purpose. And thirdly, the process must generate something original. If it is original, it will be new. Newness will be there only when it is original. If it is not original, it will be old, isn't it? So newness comes only when your imagination is original. And finally, the outcome must be of value in relation to the objective. It should have some value. Value in terms of improving the education status, improving the well-being of human beings, as I said already, improving the welfare of the people, improving the happiness of people, improving the livelihood. Do something. Even in entertainment, also in entertainment, people are there that carry some value because they are able making us to relax. They are value in terms of they are reducing our skill. When you watch an entertainment comedy program, that reduces your skill, your stress level. So it should have some value. So if you want to remember creativity, this is one definition with which you can see imagination, purposeful, original, and value. Fine. Look at the next one, innovation. Innovation is all about new idea, creative thoughts, new imagination.
Proceed, sir.
Okay.
Please proceed, sir. Please proceed.
Innovation is all about new idea, creative ideas, new imagination, in the form of device and method. And in a simpler form, it is to say application of better solutions that meet new requirements. Because our requirements are changing. Every day it is changing. And you need better solution. We are not trying to undermine the old solutions. Old solutions are required. But old solutions may not be in a position to meet the new requirements, isn't it? So if you have to meet new requirements, you need better solutions. So better solutions are coming only from innovation. Okay, innovation only can bring in the application of better solutions to meet the new requirements. See, there are a good number of definitions for innovation. And I am really, impressed by a definition given by Roger LaSala. He is no more alive. He is the one who gave a very simple definition, which even a first standard student can also understand. A student in a second standard in primary school can also understand. He says he just uses only 4 words. Innovation is nothing but change that adds value. Change that adds value. This is the mantra of innovation. See, he says it is possible in all products and all services, it is possible. See, the products that you see, take for the example of a case of a mobile phone. What was the situation some 10 years back? Mobile phone came as a substitute for a telephone. They introduced some change in terms of, you can just use internet is one change. That added value to the mobile phone. Then they said you can listen to music. That is one change they brought in. So that added value to the mobile phone. Similarly, you can see the lot of changes that are, bringing in mobile phone. Now, the value of the mobile phone is increasing because of the changes that are being incorporated in the mobile phone. So that you need to understand. See, mobile phone is one example. You can think of any case, any product. Every product is changing. Every day it is changing. Every moment it is changing. So someone that change is occurring not automatically. It is not coming from heaven. Somebody is giving a thought. Somebody is giving a creative thought. Somebody is giving an innovative thought that makes them to bring some change. So please understand this change that adds value. And this change can be brought in any product. And all the products, all the services are undergoing changes. When it undergoes change, that change will add some value to the product. Fine. So innovation, real innovation lies here in this, according to Roger LaSala. He's written a number of books. I have been reading his books. And the last one, I'm really excited to see this. And it's it's very simple, provided you understand. But you need to have some training. You need to do some practice to bring some change in. You look at any product, whether it is a chair or a fan or tube light or television or a small cup or a house, anything. Every product is coming out with some changes. Every day you see some changes. Similarly, services, transport services, education services. See, education some 30 years back when we were teaching, we were using just chalk and top. Now, then came OSP, then PowerPoint, now smart board. We don't know. These are all changes. These are all innovations. So innovation is occurring across all fields. Across all fields it is occurring. So we need to understand that in perspective. And Roger LaSala gave an excellent definition. It's very easy, as I said, as a student doing in 3rd standard in primary school can also understand this particular one. Okay. Now, creativity and innovation are very, very subtle. So the purpose of my presentation in this webinar is not to make you to write an examination. I am not asking you to just by heart this definition, reproduce the examination, which we normally do it. So the purpose is not to take the examination. The purpose is to make you understand. As I said, this is what we have been trying in the last 1 year with the students of Bharatidas University and constituent colleges and all aided colleges. We have been trying to sensitize about 2.5 lakh students in the last 1 year. I don't know how far we have succeeded, because creativity and innovation, it's very easy for you to just listen, but to take in, to understand in perspective is rather difficult. In the sense, difficult in the sense you need to undergo some training. You need to really have some practice. Otherwise, you can only reproduce the examination. But my intention is, my purpose is to make you understand in perspective. Thereby, you are able to think creatively. You are also, and everybody, my dear young friends, everybody is capable of becoming an innovator. Because we may get some new idea, we may get some innovative idea, but we may feel that no, it may be an idiotic idea, it may be a very foolish idea. Don't have that kind of. No idea is foolish. Many of the simple foolish ideas have become so, it has gained a lot of values in future. But don't have any sort of complex. Whatever new idea, whatever innovative ideas that you are able to come out, please come out openly and try to take that forward. Take that. Don't have any complex. All ideas are good. All ideas are innovative ideas, provided you see that some newness is there. That will make you an entrepreneur. For example, see a person starting a tea shop, person starting a grocery shop. He's also an entrepreneur. But we are talking about innovative entrepreneur. A person who started a tea shop in Madurai, where he was able to come out with a cup where you can drink tea, and after completing the tea, you can even bite and eat the cup itself. It is a biscuit-made cup. So it is an innovation. So we are talking about only these sort of innovative entrepreneurs. And we are not denying the fact that person who is starting a tea shop is also an entrepreneur. The person who is starting a textile shop is also an entrepreneur. But we are insisting through this program that one has to become an innovative entrepreneur. In the sense, innovation is part of entrepreneurship, but something new should be there. Some newness should be there. So that newness will add some change, that will make some change in the product, that will add value. மாற்றங்கள் கொண்டு வரும்போது அந்த மாற்றங்கள் வந்து பொருட்களுடைய மதிப்பை கூட்ட. I'm sorry, people who are from other states may not be able to follow this, but I'm only saying that change that adds value is possible across all products, provided you practice. And the point that I'm trying to say now is creative and innovation are both subtle, and there is one particular concept. This combines, this links creativity and innovation. Creativity and innovation வந்து ஒரே ஒரு கான்செப்ட் வந்து லிங்க் பண்ணுது. என்ன அப்படின்னா, this is what I said, create is something new you bring into. Okay. And innovation also revolves around change to, okay. Both creativity and there is one commonality, namely new idea, new thinking, new way. And as I said, look at this. This is the purpose. In fact, your Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Kaliraj, also pointed out, draw your attention on this lateral thinking. So the purpose of this webinar is two things. One is to sensitize students, research scholars to learn about creative while doing their program. While doing their UG, PG program, they should get to know. Because when they are in, it is easy for you to catch. To learn creativity and innovation, and you are entrepreneur ready. By the time you complete your UG, PG program, you are ready to become an entrepreneur. Okay. Now, as it is, out of 1,000, only 1 or 2 are becoming. Our intention is, out of 1,000, 100, 200 people should become entrepreneur. It is possible. And now, that is the purpose of this webinar. That is purpose number 1, or objective number 1. Number 2 is to make you understand about lateral thinking. Lateral thinking, as I said, your Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Kaliraj, also made a mention about this. Lateral thinking is a tool, is a method of thinking. As I said, I was just talking to Professor Bhupati. It is easy for you to, thinking is a process which is very difficult. It comes from within. No one can teach you how to think, isn't it? But everybody is thinking right from the moment you get up in the morning till you go to the bed. You think a lot of things. Thinking is coming. It is coming from within. Whether to take bath, whether to listen to this lecture, whether to take our lunch, whether to play, whether to watch. We do a lot of thinking in a day. Those things are purely personal. That is not going to affect anybody. And we need a thinking which will, result in something good for others. So that there comes your business proposition. So there comes business proposition. And lateral thinking also, see, I'm not trying to say lateral thinking is something new. I'm the first person to know. No, absolutely not. I'm going to tell you who propounded that idea also. But lateral is a concept, is very simple. See, some people, when they try for engineering admission, if they are not able to get it, they do a PG diploma. They do some diploma course in engineering, UG diploma, and then after completing 3-year diploma, then they go and join BE, second year or third year. So that is called lateral entry. Lateral means sidewards. Lateral means sidewards. Lateral is a very common one, which many of us know. But I am going to concept that combines creativity and innovation is lateral thinking. Lateral thinking. So please listen to my presentation. And if you look at thinking, you have concrete thinking, abstract thinking, convergent thinking, divergent thinking, creative, analytical, sequential, holistic, design, critical. I'm not giving an exhaustive list, but nevertheless, I'm trying to give you thinking. We have so many types of thinking. So just to show you that it is not only one way, there are several ways of thinking. And this lateral thinking, which I'm referring here, is associated with creative thinking. And of course, it is also to deal with associated with design thinking. But now these sort of thinking is overlapping. But by and large, lateral thinking is associated with creative thinking. Creative thinking is associated with lateral thinking. Okay, now, so look at this definition. Lateral thinking is a manner of it is a problem solving method. Simple way, by taking a different view. Okay, by taking totally a different approach. Totally different. Normally, we believe in logical, vertical thinking. Okay, but this is something. In Tamil we say "Mathiyosi." We sort of think out of the box. That way, you think differently for a solution. I'll tell you why we have to think differently. So lateral thinking is the method of finding a solution. Method of finding a solution, which is not direct, which is indirect. How?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good.
And lateral thinking is to do with your creative thinking and design. Many of these are overlapping, but lateral thinking is by and large associated with creative thinking. Okay. And this is the definition. Lateral thinking is one of the methods of finding a solution. One of the methods of finding a solution for a problem, and which is indirect, which is creative. Fine. This is as against your vertical thinking. Okay, I'll just explain. The word lateral means side, literally. See, you may be familiar with the word. Some students, it's audible.
Yes, Professor.
Okay. Go ahead. Lateral means, say, some students, when they try for admission in engineering college, if they don't get it, they do their diploma for 3 years. After completing diploma for 3 years, and then they get admission in BE. They in second year or third year. That's called lateral entry. Means sidewards. Lateral means sidewards. Okay. And Edward de Bono is the father of this concept called lateral thinking. He is actually a physician. He is an inventor, and he was the one who coined this particular term, lateral thinking, in 1967. This concept was developed. He was the one who propounded this concept. He was the one who made this concept popular throughout the world. Many of the business experts, many of them are consulting Edward de Bono to learn about. He has written a number of books. He has written. Edward de Bono is a physician, and he is the one who coined this term lateral thinking in 1967. Later, he developed it and became world famous. Okay. And you can see the photograph. He is Edward de Bono. It is worth seeing his photograph. He's a wonder man. If you read his books, the way you look at the world will be different. If you understand lateral thinking, the way you're going to look at the world around will be totally different. So he's basically a doctor. He's a physician who has propounded, and he is now 87-year-old. We don't know whether he's still alive, but he's 87-year-old. And he propounded this idea, invented this, introduced this in 1967. Okay, Edward de Bono. Okay, it is worth seeing his photograph. As I said, it's a method of thinking which is deliberate, and it is a problem-solving method. It's a new method, contrary to the conventional method. Meaning, conventional method, they call it as vertical thinking. Okay. And the main purpose of this lateral thinking is to generate new ideas. We are talking about lateral thinking in the context of creativity and innovation because lateral thinking, the purpose of lateral thinking is to generate new ideas. And this is not the only method. This is one of the methods that will help you to generate some new ideas. That is the purpose of this lateral thinking. Okay, normally, when we get some information, immediately we process that information in that normal process is called vertical thinking. It is also called logical thinking, and lateral thinking is also logical, but normally we do a vertical thinking, meaning we feel it should be rational, each and every step should be correct, and then after reaching certain steps, we feel that solution is satisfactory and adequate, we stop there. So that is called vertical thinking. All the time in the world we are only doing vertical thinking. Logical thinking, we feel that each and every step should be correct, and then the moment we reach some adequate satisfactory answer, we stop there. This is where Edward Bono says it is not sufficient. If you stop there, new ideas will not come. So we normally follow direct method in reaching a solution. He talks about indirect method. So lateral thinking is using an indirect creative method, creative approach to come to a solution. That is what Edward Bono is insisting. So creativity is no doubt an integral part of lateral thinking, and as I said already, it is to do with imagination, purpose, original, and it should have value. If you want to remember creativity, please remember this abbreviation IPOV: imagination, purposeful, original, and value. So that is the easiest way to, okay. And vertical thinking, this is what I said. All the time in the world we use only vertical thinking. If you process your information, you get to result in concept pattern. We develop some concept pattern and then we get stuck to it. Once a pattern is developed, our mind works only with the pattern. We have patterns, we have concepts. That does not help you to go beyond. So that is what our lateral thinking is talking about. We need to restructure the pattern. But we don't do the one. Restructure means within the given information, you need to rearrange the information, repattern it, restructure it. Thereby, new ideas would emerge. So that is the idea behind this. Basically, it is a mental exercise. Lateral thinking is a mental. Now, my dear colleagues, you may find it very strange, but as I said, lateral thinking, many of us are aware. But for those who are not aware, it may be looking very strange. But once we'll do some exercise, we'll do some practice, it will become easy. It is a novel approach, it's a new approach by consciously foregoing easily understood obvious. See, any information, any solution we want, immediately we take the obvious approach, immediate obvious approach, immediate concept that we know, immediate classification we know, immediate schemes we know, immediate categories. Familiar with this think out of the box. Lateral thinking is simple definition is think out of the box. It is very easy for anybody to say think out of the box, which means we should know what is there in the box. Anybody can say think out of the box. It's very, very easy, but how do you make students to think out of the box? Next one is we must know what is there within the box. What is there within the box? So every mind, within the box, every mind always thinks within the given pattern. This is what I said. The purpose of thinking is to gather some information and to make the best possible use of information in taking decisions. Okay. Normally, the mind works to create fixed concept pattern. But look at this. Dr. Speed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when we say think out of the box, means there is something inside the box. Inside the box, you have concepts, you have theories, you have labels, you have categories, you have classification, names, divisions, cliche. All these are already there in our mind. So any information that we get immediately, either we use the existing concept, existing labels, existing classification, existing categories, existing names, divisions, cliche, and then we work only with that to get some solution. And we stop there. The moment we get some adequate or satisfactory solution, we stop there. But lateral thinking says it is good, but it will not generate new ideas. If you get stuck only with the fixed pattern of existing concepts, existing labels, existing classification, existing categories, you will not be able to get new ideas at all. So that is why he says, think out of the box, come out of your existing pattern of your concepts, come out of your existing category, because our mind is full of concepts and categories. It is there, we have gained it for a period of time, but all the time in the world we are only working with that. So if you use the existing concepts, existing categories, you will at the most get some satisfactory solution, adequate solution, but that will not generate any new idea. So the idea is escape from all that. Audible? Okay. I'm saying lateral thinking suggests that you need to get away from your old ideas, obvious standard pattern. And we are not trying to say that old idea is waste, obvious things are waste, traditional method is waste. No, nothing of that sort. They are essential. This is what we have been practicing. Our mind, we have a lot of old concepts in our mind, old cliche, natural way is there, standard pattern is there, existing pattern is there. But those things will help you to get some satisfactory solution, adequate solution. But we stop there. If you stop there, you will not get any new idea, because as I said, the purpose of lateral thinking is to generate new ideas. So if you get stuck with only this obvious old cliche, standard pattern and traditional pattern, that will not help you to get some new idea. That is the point that we are trying to make. Okay. Similarly, conventional way, standard way, obvious way, immediately without asking us, our mind will go to the obvious way. We'll think about it. Okay. So, and new pattern is required, rigid pattern to be done away with. We have to reconstruct the fixed pattern and rearrange the information. We need not have new information. Within the given information, you need to rearrange it, look for the other possibilities in a different way. Those are the ways of finding lateral solutions. Our lateral thinking suggests that you take a different way. You take other possibilities. Don't simply be satisfied with the existing possibility. You think of the alternative. Those alternative approaches will only bring you some new ideas, and that is more creative, and that will be more innovative, leading to entrepreneurship. That is the point which I am trying to explain. Changing the pattern is central to lateral thinking. It is very easy for me to say change the pattern. How do we do it? What do you mean by pattern? Pattern is arrangement of information on the memory surface of our mind. Justice is a concept. Justice is a pattern. Equality is a pattern. Efficiency is a pattern. Home is a pattern. Several things. We have thousands and thousands of patterns in our mind. Lakhs and lakhs of patterns in our mind. And we are not here to argue that those patterns are wrong. No. We need to change the pattern. You need to change the pattern. Only then you'll be able to come out with some pattern. Is repeatable sequence of neural activity. Mind lab, these patterns are there continuously. Without asking us, it will work. Any tough problem, immediately we put into the existing pattern and then start thinking, get some solution, get away with that. You will find a solution. Through it, but that will not generate new ideas. So the purpose is to generate new idea. So where changing the pattern is the hallmark of central to this thing. Okay, this lateral thinking. So as a result, the information that we receive, this is what I said. We immediately fix it in any one of these patterns and arrive at some solution, which may be satisfactory and adequate, but we stop there. There is no scope for new ideas to emerge. Fine. And this is what I said, but we may at the most get some solution that may be adequate, but new ideas, I'm only repeating. Lateral thinking aims at generating new ideas. Therefore, change the pattern of restructuring the pattern is all about lateral thinking. Okay. Changing the pattern is nothing but rearranging the given information. See, you will understand better some simple day-to-day examples that will tell you how we are rearranging the information, how we are trying to restructuring the pattern. Okay, so rearranging the given information and think differently. Please underline this. We have to have a different thinking. Different, we are thinking about different possibilities, different alternatives. Immediately a person who is so cynic may argue, may say that in Tamil we say it is kirkuthanam. Different possibilities, different alternates. So vertical thinking will not promote alternate solutions, because we are happy with the existing solution. It looks logical, so we stop there. but we need a different thinking. We need a new way, alternate way. That is the way you generate new ideas. New idea is creativity, is innovation, leading to entrepreneurship. So that is the purpose. That is the purpose. Okay, changing and restructuring the pattern. I'm only repeating because that is what is essential. Giving rise to two questions: why do we change? Why do we need to change? And how to change? This is the real exercise. Why should we change the pattern? First one is to get some new idea. Why should we get new ideas? You need to get some new ideas because our requirements are changing. You need better solutions. You need better solutions for which our old pattern, old solutions will not suffice. You need better, so good solutions are there, but we need better solutions. We need good solutions for which you need to change the pattern. So how to change it? I'll tell you. See, this changing pattern, it transforms into more efficient, more effective pattern. You may be thinking so, but if you rearrange the information, you will realize it is much more efficient, much more effective. Okay, a pattern that persists may be useful and adequate, but our changing the same by restructuring the work would help you, will be more fruitful, that will bring in better solution to meet the new requirements. Our requirements are changing. Every moment it is changing. So you have to understand it in that. Okay. In simple terms, lateral thinking is both an attitude and a method of using information. It is simple method of using information. Any information that we receive, immediately we put it in the obvious way. Next obvious concept, cliche, classification, we put it, we do it. But now this says it is a problem solving method in a manner solving a new way of viewing the problem. Mostly not direct, indirect. I am only repeating many of these because students will have to inculcate in their mind. Okay, viewing the problem diametrically opposite. Some people may say this man has gone mad. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You have to look at the problem from a totally different approach. Then that helps to find a solution. Okay. And there are several techniques, and lateral thinking is not something you just learn by listening to my talk or reading some few books. You have to undergo some technique. I'm not going to go into the techniques today. I just want to give you an introduction. About creativity, innovation, and lateral thinking. Maybe in next lateral thinking talk, which may not be in this university, maybe in some other university, I'll generating alternatives, challenging assumptions, suspended judgment, fractionation, reversal method, brainstorming, analogies, random simulation. All these are techniques, and it sounds very tough, but if you read this, it is all a question of, again I'm saying, reading, not reproducing purpose. It has to be practiced. You have to read it and then practice it. They say you have to challenge the assumption. You have to suspend all the judgment. In normal thinking, your vertical thinking, in each and every step we make a judgment. He says, don't judge your step. Bring in some new idea. Somewhere introduce some new concept. All these are techniques which is possible, which I will explain maybe in the next presentation, but I'm only telling you that there are techniques which are available to do this lateral thinking. Now, I move on to the problem.
Audible.
Is it clear?
Audible.
Okay. Now, as I said, I'll give you you can call it as a puzzle or a problem or whatever way. In Tamil, we may say Vidugadai, whatever. It is not strictly speaking Vidugadai. It is a sort of a puzzle, is a problem, because I'll give you some very simple examples. Thereby, you feel lateral thinking is easy. Supposing I bring in some very tough problems, then you will develop some sort of fear. You will not come anywhere near lateral thinking. So I'm giving very simple problems, very, very simple problem. You feel at ease, but I'll tell you the difference between our vertical thinking and lateral thinking. By these problem solving method, these examples, I'll distinguish between our vertical thinking and our lateral thinking. Look at this problem. A police officer saw a truck driver clearly going in the wrong way. Police inspector is watching a truck driver going in the wrong way down in one-way street, but did not try to stop him. The police officer clearly watching that person going in a wrong track, but he's not stopping. Why not? This is the problem. This is a puzzle. If you use a vertical thinking, if you use a normal logical thinking, you will feel that police officer may be very old, he is not able to run, or the vehicle that he uses, maybe like our mobile, this webinar presentation, gets stuck somewhere, he is not able to move. That is the reason he is not able to catch. That is our vertical. If you look at the answer, you will get the answer only when you use lateral thinking. I'll show you the next slide. The truck driver is walking. No police officer will stop you. See, when you saw the first slide, the truck driver means we are immediately, that is the pattern. That is the pattern. That is the cliche. The moment you see the police officer watching a truck driver, immediately we see the truck driver is driving some vehicle, a heavy vehicle or a car or a bike or four-wheeler or things like that. The driver is just walking. Why should the police stop? So this thinking is only through lateral thinking it will come. If you use logical thinking, if you use vertical thinking, you may feel that police officer is lazy, he is sick on that day, he is not able to run to catch the truck driver. Fine, do you understand the point? Go to the next one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Look at the second one. A man buys rice at rupees 60 from Indian growers and sells them at 10 rupees in Indian villages. Okay, as a result of this, he becomes a millionaire. How come? A person is buying 1 kg of rice for 60 rupees and selling the same rice for 10 rupees to villages, buying at 60 rupees and selling it for only 10 rupees, 50 rupees loss per kg. But as a result, he becomes a millionaire. How come? If you use your vertical thinking, logical thinking, you may feel that somebody, some government is giving some aid to this fellow, some NGO is giving some prize to this fellow because he is helping the village people to sell it at 10 rupees. So everybody appreciates. That is vertical thinking. Okay, look at the second one. He is a philanthropist who brought great quantities of rice to sell poor people at prices they could afford. He started out as a billionaire. Billionaire means 100 crore rupee, but lost so much of money and became a millionaire. Millionaire means a person owning only 10 lakhs. Okay. This answer you could get only through lateral thinking. From a billionaire, he became a millionaire. From 100 crore worth, he became just only owning 10 lakhs. But if you look at this, person buying 60 rupees, selling it for around 10 rupees, and he became a millionaire. So logical thinking will not give you the solution. Only lateral thinking will give you the solution. He is actually has become from a billionaire to millionaire.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Look at this. A man marries 20 women in this village, but he is not charged with polygamy. How come? Man marries 20 women in his village, but he is not charged. Polygamy means a person marrying more number of women. Polygamy. How come? If you think he is a very powerful man, if you think logically, if you use vertical method, you will be able to put it in a pattern that he is very powerful. He is a dada. No one can object him. These are all cliche. These are all patterns with which we think. Nobody can stop him. He has got weapons. He may attack like that. But if you think laterally, lateral thinking will give you the answer. See this. He is a priest. He is marrying them to other people, not to himself. Priest is a person who only helps. He is only performing, rituals. He is not marrying them. So this solution will come only through lateral thinking. But the moment you see this problem, man marrying 20 times, this immediately our pattern will tell you, oh, this man is very powerful. He is a villain. Nobody can oppose him like that. That is called logical thinking. But logical thinking will not give you the solution. Lateral thinking just gives you a solution that he is only a priest. So do you understand the difference? It's very, very simple. But if you have to think differently, if you have to go for the other options, you have to give the other possibilities. Only then you will know the answer.
Good.
Okay. Look at this. A man walks into a bar, liquor shop, and asks for a bottle of beer or rum or whiskey. The bartender, the person who is working in the bar, pulls out a gun, a pistol. The man who came and asked for beer said thanks, and he walks out. Why? The situation is a man is coming to a liquor shop and asking for a bottle of liquor. But the person who is working in the bartender, the person who is supposed to bring the bottle, instead of a bottle, he just shows a pistol, gun. And the person who came says thanks, and he leaves the shop. How? If you use a normal method, vertical thinking and logical thinking, you may feel that, that person with the gun is saying, is discouraging you to take liquor. You are already sick. You look very sick. If you take this liquor, you will die. Don't take this liquor. I'm just threatening you with this pistol. These are all vertical, logical thinking. But if you look at the vertical thinking answer, you will be surprised. But do you understand the situation? Yeah, look at this answer. The man has got hiccups. Hiccups means vikkal in Tamil. Hiccups. So the bartender scares. Normally in hiccups, if a person has hiccups, if you threaten him, hiccups will stop. So this is lateral. One given lateral thinking, you will know that the person, the bartender showed the pistol. Immediately the hiccups stopped. Vikkal stopped. So he says thanks and leaves the hall. Shall I go to the next example? Look at the problem number 5. A man residing in a 50-story, huge, multi-storied apartment decided to jump out of the window. He jumped, but he still survives the fall with no injury. He fell down, but not even a scratch. How does this happen? How is it possible? Immediately, if you use logical thinking, you may feel that there is some trap. He jumped into the trap, or some people caught hold of him, or some people, some 10-15 people stood in one place and they arranged some, some sort of cushioning so that the man fell into the cushion, so he escaped. So this is normal. This is normal vertical thinking. Okay, if you think differently, think of the other possibilities. Jumping, but not having any injury. Look at this answer. The man jumped out of the first floor, ground floor, which was only 3 feet off the ground. So from 3 feet, I am saying he never jumped from 50th floor. He was living in a 50-storied apartment. Fine. But he jumped from the ground floor, just 3 feet. No, do you understand the difference? But the moment you see 50-storied, logical thinking, that pattern will tell you, because we watch in movies, person standing in 20th, 30th story and he will try to intimidate people. I will commit suicide. Those are all patterns. Those are all concepts. Those are all classifications. Those are all divisions which are there in the mind. If you use that pattern, you will not get any answer. You will still be wondering, person jumping from that story and how still he has no injury. But if you use lateral method, you will understand the man jumped only from the first floor, ground floor. In foreign, they say, even the ground floor, they say it is the first floor. Now in India, we say ground floor, first floor, but first floor is ground floor. If you jump from first floor from your window, no scratch will be there. This is called lateral thinking. Shall I go to the next example? David, a person, entered a restaurant where a crowd of people were enjoying a meal. It's a good restaurant. People were just enjoying by taking non-veg and good food. When the people saw David, they dropped all their knife, fork, food, everything, and then they flew away. They fled. They left the restaurant. What happened? If you use logical method, then you may say that some terrorist entered into the hall with the pistol point, because that is the concept that we see in cinemas. A terrorist or a group of terrorists coming and threatening all the people who are eating. Dushum, dushum, dushum. Immediately they get away, they flew away. That is your vertical thinking. That is your logical thinking. But if you use lateral thinking, you will know the answer. You will know the answer if you use the lateral thinking. See this. David was the name of a snake, huge poisonous snake, which escaped from the local zoo and found himself entering in the crowded restaurant. huge poisonous snake. Immediately people see this idea will not come if you use vertical thinking. Immediate vertical thinking will help you to get a terrorist, because we have seen only terrorists entering into restaurant and threatening. Do you understand? Do you understand the difference? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So David is of course person's name. Someone, maybe a participant name is David. Please do not mistake. You can use any name. You can use Ravichandran. If David need not take it offensive. Some name you use. David is a name, and it's a huge. It's a name. It's an arbitrary name. Okay. I'll go to the next example.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Look at the problem number 7. 3 men enter into a room, but only 2 people walked out. Now the room is empty. Where is the third man? 3 people are entering, and 2 people just walked out. Everybody could see. And, everybody could see, but 2 people only walked out, and now the room is empty. Nobody is there. Where is the third man? You may feel, if you use vertical thinking, if you use our normal pattern or concept or cliche, you may feel that he is a magician. Suddenly he disappeared. Because we see in movies, suddenly people disappear, isn't it? So
Yes,
that
sir.
is called pattern. That is called pattern. That is called concept. If you use your vertical method, you will never get the answer. If you use lateral thinking, see the answer. The third man is in a wheelchair. He's a physically challenged person. He rolls out. He never walked out. He rolled out from his wheelchair and came out. Because the question is, 3 people entered and 2 people walked out. Okay. So immediately we think the third person somehow disappeared, or some people they came and kidnapped the third person. Those are all your cliche. Those are all your cons. These are all the pattern that you have in mind. So that is, if you use lateral method, you will know that the third man is in a wheelchair. He is a physically challenged person. So he rolled out his wheelchair and came out. Okay. So next one is, every 2 weeks a man sits down and writes 2 words on 60 sheets of paper. Why does this man do so? Once in 2 weeks, a man sits in a place and he will write 2 words on 60 sheets of paper. Why does he do so? Is my voice audible?
Audible, sir.
And if you use vertical method, logical, normal, conventional method, you may say that he writes Sri Ramajayam, or he writes some imposition, or he writes his favorable god, Ram Ram, or he writes some cinema songs. 2 words. Maybe his girlfriend's name, or. Okay, I got a phone call. Is it audible?
Audible, sir.
Okay. If you use logical method, conventional method, you will feel that he is writing some imposition. But if you see the logical thinking answer in the next slide, the man owns a small business with 60 employees. Once in 2 weeks, he checks his payrolls, his attendance.
Okay.
In other countries, they give wages once in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
In India, we give in 1 month, and some of the laborers, they get wage once in a week. So in other countries, they do it once in 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks, the person sits and checks his attendance, his payroll checks. So he has to write, present or something, 2 words he write every 2 weeks. So this you get only when you have lateral thinking. But this is not something, it is something very great thing. No, it is a different approach. That is what I'm saying. It's an alternate, other possibilities, which the lateral thinking is insisting. Okay. Yes, I'm not trying to give a very huge magic, nothing of that sort. I'm only giving some examples where mind can think alternatively, think of the other possibilities. That is what I'm trying to. I'm really struggling to alternatively think of the other possibilities. That is what I'm really struggling to explain with this poor network. Bhupati, it is audible?
Audible, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll go to the next one. Problem 9. An interviewer, he ordered for a cup of tea for the candidate.
Yes.
Candidate is sitting, in an interview committee like Professor Bhupati, head of the department, is ordering for a cup of tea for the candidate. Coffee arrayed, kept before the candidate. Then he asked, the interviewer is asking the candidate, what is before you? Candidate said, replied tea. But the cup which was brought was coffee. But the candidate said tea. Immediately he got selected. How? Normal thinking, our vertical thinking would help us to feel that the person has some problem with the eyes, or he has some problem with with his smelling. He can't smell the flavor of coffee, or he can't see the color of coffee. So in this thing he said tea, but he got selected. He gave a wrong answer which got him selected. How? That's what I said. If you use vertical method, you will say color coffee is not visible. You may say something, but the answer you get only through lateral thinking. Look at the answer. In alphabet A, B, C, D, E, before U, T is there. In alphabet A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, up to Z, before U, you can see T. So he meant only before U. See, the question was, what is before you?
Yes, sir.
What is there lying before you on the table? What is there brought in the cup? Nothing. The question was, what is before you? So he got selected. So the answer is T. Shall I go to the last one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Two persons are sitting with the table in between them. Two persons sitting in between them, there is a table. But they cannot see each other. Why? Immediately you say, if you have used vertical method, logical method, you will say they are blind, but they are opponents. They are one person is from DMK, another from ADMK, or some party, opposite parties. If you use vertical logical method, you will say give all these answers. Or the room is very dark. The light is suddenly switched off. That is cliche. Power goes off. So they are not able to see each other. That is called cliche, pattern, existing pattern, fixed pattern. But if you use lateral method, you get the answer. They are sitting in opposite direction. So obviously they cannot see each other. This is what I am saying, think differently. They are sitting in opposite directions. How can they see each other? But there is a table between them. But when they are facing each other, people have left already. Anyway, this is the last one. So yes. They are sitting in opposite direction, not facing each other is the answer. Okay. Now this is some example where very much the answer is all out of lateral thinking only. Lateral thinking is the one which is giving all the answers. I think the participants would have understood the difference between vertical and the lateral thinking. And if you use the technique, which I have listed out about 10, it will be much more easier. But technique, you need to have some practice. We have to take one technique a day and then give these sort of examples to see lateral thinking. Only then they'll be able to understand. So the main purpose of this, as I said, I fulfilled about creativity and innovation. And finally, I'll just take about 2 minutes and then tell you, as of now, as your Vice Chancellor, Dr. Kaliraj and Dr. Bhupati mentioned, the existing curriculum has very little scope for creativity in their syllabus. Very little. Maybe, of course, I'm not saying it is not there at all. It may be there in some thing. Hereafter, we have to consciously, when you have 5 chapters, out of 5 chapters, 1 should be allotted for your imagination, your creativity or innovation. Conscious effort should be there to include creativity, innovation in the syllabus. Or you can have one more module, sixth one. You need not have examination. You can give them some exercise. So that is the big, because instead of concentrating on senior people, young students have very young minds. It is easier for them to understand about this concept of creativity. So bring it in the curriculum itself. This is what we have been trying from Bharat Association Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Career Hub. It should be an integral part of the curriculum. That is what I wanted to say. Okay. And let me conclude by saying creativity and innovation can be taught to students. So the question raised is whether it can be taught. The answer is yes. Big yes. Capital E, capital sorry, capital Y, capital E, capital S. With this,
Yes.
I thank with all these interruptions.
Yes,
I
sir.
thank my friend Dr. Bhupati, Dr. Manigandan, and Dr. Arun, Rajkumar. Sometimes technology used to pull our legs also. We can't help it.
Yes, sir.
And,
Yes.
anyway, I'm really thankful to all of you, and I will be very happy to happy to have questions. Am I visible? Am I visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Now the session is open for discussion. Yeah,
Go ahead.
I have a question,
yeah.
sir. To start a new venture,
Ah,
it always requires some innovative ideas. Otherwise, we lost in this competitive business world.
exactly.
So, with the help of this lateral thinking,
yeah,
after listening to you, so what I believe that yes, with the help of lateral thinking, we can definitely achieve more innovative idea to start a new venture. But could you please tell me some quickly so that we can quickly apply this lateral thinking idea to start any new venture? Could you please tell me some quick and short, something like that?
yeah. See, I've given you the example of a mobile phone. See, you take any product. Instead of giving an example, you just listen to my words carefully.
Uh-huh.
Take any product, okay, and try
Yeah.
to understand the product and the marketability, everything, and introduce a small change. And the change that you introduce into the product will definitely add value to the product. Any product for that matter, any product for that matter. So you take this simple glass, okay. You see, some 20, 30 years back, it is not as slim as it is now. This glass water is very slim. Some 20, 30 years back, it used to be very thick. Okay, it used to be a bit heavy. Now, someone has introduced a change in this glass. Even you find glasses much more, very light, isn't it? For example, see in the watch is another example. Now, a person introduces a small change in the watch. You can see from watch digitally. You can follow how many steps you walked in a day. Introducing the watch, and you can even study. You can even read your pulse through your watch. So somebody has introduced a mechanism in the watch itself. Okay, so that is the change. I'm only going to say,
Sir,
watch, wait, give me watch or mobile or glass or any product, some changes are coming every day. Some change is coming. The point is that kind of changes are being brought in by Westerners. Why not you and me? That change will not come from your dream. Change will not come from heaven. You have to have a deliberate thinking. You have to follow some techniques. You understand? Thereby, you introduce a change. See the pen. See now you find very thin, slim pen which writes so beautifully.
Yeah.
You can imagine it. See this laptop. Some 20 years back, it used to be heavy. Now it is. I'm having Apple laptop. It is just very light. You have functions. Laptop. See the internet facilities. Imagine, can you have this online education some 10, 20 years back? Now, there's thousands of students across this board with this electronic gadget. You are able to ask this question from far away from miles, looking at my face. That change is introduced by somebody, isn't it? So, and I can give you thousands and thousands of examples. Simple example is, you take any product for that matter, you name it, you have it.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. And sir, I want to incorporate something. By listening to your these valuable examples, one example come in mind suddenly, that these food items that Golgappa we eat, isn't it?
Yeah.
So to modify that Golgappa, we can now papri chaat and all that. some new things are add on, isn't it? So
Exactly.
this way we have to develop our mind in a lateral way, isn't it?
Yeah, remember 4 words. Change that adds value. Change that adds value. Just 4 words. You need not remember my name. Ravichandran, you can forget in another 5 minutes. But remember, change, the word change, that THAT, ADDS, adds value. VALUE.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Words ingrained in your mind, which should go into your DNA. Mind will start working automatically. Fine. Thank you gentlemen, for this question. I'm happy that at least one person could understand my presentation.
Yes, sir. I'm Rondhil Jacob from Assam.
Ah,
I'm Rondhil Jacob from Assam calling, and your presentation skill is such an outstanding. You know, you are just friendly and you are so friendly and so nice.
I'm honored.
Okay.
I'm an old man. I'm 61-year-old. Anyway, still.
But you are very friendly. Thank you very much.
I'll tell this to my wife, so my life at home will be better.
Sir, good afternoon, sir. I'm Dr. Kaliyamurthy from Trichy.
Yeah, I know you are heading
yes,
the
sir.
Department of Economics in UDC.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First of all, I congratulate Dr. Bhupati on assuming as head of the department. Sir, actually, lateral thinking is the concept which was originated from 60s onwards, I think so.
1967.
Introduced by D. Bono.
Yeah, in fact, did you not see that slide?
D. Bono, sir. Introduced
Edward
by
D. Bono. I showed
Edward D. Bono. Sir.
5 photographs. I
Yes, sir.
showed 5
Yes,
photographs
sir.
of Edward D. Bono.
Fine, sir.
Did you see that?
Yes. No, sir. Not yet. Yes, sir. Anyhow, sir, my question is, sir, is there any other concept as an improvement over lateral thinking, sir? I have mentioned so many types of lateral thinking, like conjunctive and all. Beyond that, is it any type of thinking which is other than lateral thinking?
Yeah.
Please, sir.
You have critical thinking, you have design thinking, you have divergent thinking. Many of these are overlapping. Yeah? Overlapping and normal thinking, holistic thinking. There are and many of them are overlapping. And if you have got conviction with any of these, in fact, I showed one slide where I showed different types of thinking. You can also check the PowerPoint with Dr. Bhupati. And you will find number of
Hello.
which I have shown. Okay.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah. I'm listening.
I am Professor Badiuddin Ahmad from Hyderabad, Mount Azad.
Oh, excellent. Tell me, sir.
So it was very wonderful to listen to your whole, lecture.
Thank you.
Though you said in the initial that it was for the student, but I really congratulate. Have expressed in a very, very simple and a very understandable manner.
Thank you.
So not only for students, but even for the faculty who are not really aware of this entrepreneurship and creativity. Excellent, sir. I must congratulate you. I wish that you must really, and if possible, we will invite you for our university. Hyderabad.
Okay.
It is normal. So it was very wonderful, sir. Please accept my greetings, sir.
Tell me,
Sir,
sir.
I just want to check with you on one thing. Even after this pandemic situation, we are experiencing, especially I am meeting a lot of entrepreneurs. They are facing a lot of problems in the running the business, and so many people are already closed. Do you suggest still to start up for the entrepreneurs, new entrepreneurs? And if so, what is the new type of traits or challenging traits one should acquire apart from this lateral thinking?
Apart from lateral thinking. Okay. Apart from lateral thinking, see, you need not get stuck only with lateral thinking. I'm only saying lateral thinking is a method which connects creativity. That is the reason I brought it here. And it should be understood. I have understood your question. Besides lateral thinking, I've shown one slide. I don't know whether. Sir, Mr. Pratham, can you hear me?
Yeah, very much, sir.
Yeah, because I see some changes in the slide. And there are several ways, but if you are now, when you are having this pandemic, COVID-19, so our frame should be within this framework, isn't it? How to come out of it. You have allopathic, Ayurvedic, homeopathic, medicine-wise it is there. And if you're not doctor, if you are able, see, I've seen some of the people preparing this master. I have seen one gentleman using vetiver. vetiver, and he's trying to prepare. He is trying to just integrate that with the mask. So that helps you. In fact, not you don't feel suffocating when you use that mask. He added some change in the mask that added value to the mask. I'm using it, but he says it cannot be used for 3, and it cannot be. It is not washable. But however, the fragrance that you get from vetiver mask, it is tremendous. Otherwise, whenever I use mask when I go out, after 5 minutes, I feel like removing it. So, vetiver is the one which is introduced. Is something. It is a change. It is an innovative method. Fine. Similarly, one example. You can use a number of examples. To come out of this. I would tell you, sir, the memes that we see in our mobile phone, they are all using lateral technique. Within no time they come out with a meme. Some people they get offended. Some politicians are getting offended, but immediately, unless they use the lateral technique, they are able to create some songs. They're able to bring some cinema situations. They're not doing memes. People are putting memes. So they're using lateral thinking only. For a moment, you feel it is your stress level comes down. So he is also helping us through memes. He is also helping us to reduce our stress. Fine.
True.
I think I've answered.
Yeah. Sir, I'm thankful. Today I'm experienced with the experienced personality. Thankful to the Bardiyar University, Dr. Pubati, Dr. Manikandan sir, to everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The government has introduced e-marketing and all. How far it will be useful for the budding entrepreneurs to face the problems and barriers while marketing? Innovation is okay. Creativity is okay. Apart from all these problems, they are having e-marketing. So what is your suggestions to improve their marketing barriers, sir?
In fact, this is a question which is very appropriate for this COVID-19. Isn't it? Everything is coming through your e-marketing, and whatever we want to purchase, we are doing it only through e-marketing now. Now, this is the right time, and where people can do some creative methods whereby they can teach you rural areas. See, normally e-marketing is by and large, confining, because I am living in an urban area in Tiruchirappalli Corporation area. If I order for some book through e-marketing, they say, sir, this thing is not covering your area, sir. I'm in a urban area in corporation limit. Imagine the plight of people who are in rural areas. And e-marketing, some person can use some creative method to reach out to rural areas, because there also people are there, they can afford to buy, and whatever goods that they want, they need not be deprived. But as of now, to my understanding, it is rather difficult for e-marketing big people to reach remote areas. But I would suggest on this occasion to reach out to remote areas through e-marketing. That is a solution for your question, Dr. Nageshwar. Fine?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Technology. Hello.
Please. Hello.
Now students are good in technology. So in my point of view, more than us, students knows about many things about virtual education and other things. So how the present virtual education it's going to create impact in the minds of students. And my actual question is, how virtual education it's going to be, so it's going to create impact in the minds of students. Is it good compared with classroom teaching?
Yeah. Is it
audible? It is working, sir.
Sir, you have asked a good number of good questions. You started with saying that students know better. They are good in technology. Wonderful. And see, they have to. The point is, they have to try something new without any hesitation. Now, you have student innovation challenges where government of Tamil Nadu, government of India is giving some money. When they are well versed with the technology, they can try to use some change and see. For example, I don't know whether in Trichy or Coimbatore, a student, by using water, he was able to bring a substitute for petrol.
Okay,
So you made that attempt. It's only one example. So it's a wonder. Entire world is watching now. He was able to run his drive his two-wheeler by using water in the place of petrol. So is a technology is an example. So no other example is required. When you can think of having a creative idea of using water as a substitute for petrol, students can do anything. So technology, they have to see the utility and then see whether some change is to be introduced. Then that will fetch the business. That is number one. Number two, virtual education is good. That too in the period of pandemic area, COVID-19 period, virtual education is good. We can reach. But the problem is we are living in a society where the majority is illiterate and poor. Fine. So people who cannot afford to have, professor from SRM, I am using an Apple laptop which is costing 2.2 lakhs. That itself is creating problem. That itself is creating problem. Imagine how many. I have not bought it. I am working in Bharat Association Entrepreneurship Innovation Career. That hub has given me this. I will have to return this laptop to Beck. But I am using the most sophisticated gadget in this world. Still I have problems with the gadget. Imagine how many people can afford? How many people can afford electric gadgets? Huh? Now they say 40% is owning, 60% is having. I don't know. I don't have the data. See, this is virtual education is good only for 20% of the population. Say 30% of the population. Say 40% of the population. What about 60% of the population? How can you deprive them? We have no right to deprive them. When you are giving, when it reaches all 100%, I would say it is good. When it reaches only a smaller section, I won't, buy that idea. I won't back for it. I'd say it's a good idea, but good for only very small proportion of population. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you,
This
sir.
is the last question.
Last question. Yes.
Yes, sir. Is it?
Bhupati, Dr. Bhupati
I
will give
think,
the prize for the last.
Aditi is asked some
Aditi.
questions, sir.
Aditi,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Yes, sir. In chat box.
Chat box.
How to apply lateral thinking in research?
Research. Okay. That's a good question. Later thing is, whatever problem that you have in mind, any researcher has a problem in hand, whether it is social science or natural science, physical science, in all sciences. And you can see that the problem that you have in hand, you use the normal method in the sense you read literature, you collect data, you analyze the data. Everything is the same. Everything is the same as vertical thinking. But what you do is it possible to rearrange the same information? But normal method is to use correlation, regression, chi-square, and you ask Bhupati, he will tell you multi-structured equation. These are all concepts. These are all cliche. These are all somebody has invented. But why don't you think of using information?
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Sir,
I'm answering your question.
Sir is answering one question. Please wait. Please wait. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Okay, so you can think of analyzing the data without using your correlation, regression. You please check with Dr. Bhupati. I have not used correlation regression in my thesis. I have formulated my own model. Please check with Dr. Bhupati.
I know, sir.
You can rearrange the information.
Ramal, go ahead. Mr. Ramal, go ahead.
yes, sir. I am from Assam, Amal.
Ah, very good. Far away from Tamil Nadu. Tell me.
Yes, sir. Sir, namaste. Sir, namaskar.
Namaskar.
Sir, is not directly relates with the particular present topic, but indirectly it's very relates with it.
Okay.
Sir, I have a very simple two question.
Yeah.
I have a huge business setup apart from my normal job.
Okay.
So my first question is, how well can my existing business fare during this COVID time?
Okay.
Number one. Second, how are my employees feeling with the COVID-19 crisis? Please, sir, pardon.
I don't get the second one. Second question is how?
Second one, sir. How are my employees? How are my employees feeling with the COVID-19 crisis?
Okay.
Present employees, those who are set up in my present business.
How are they feeling? Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir. What
For the
about
first-
their
for the
feelings
first-
during this crisis?
Okay. Have you finished, sir? Can I answer?
Yes, sir. Yes,
for
sir.
the first
Thank you.
question, for the first question, whatever business that you do now in this COVID-19, the requirements are slightly changing in the sense that people are not able to move out of their house, and people are not able to go back to their job, and many people are losing job. And whatever business, whatever activity that you are doing, you see that whether you are able to meet the requirements of some section which the other activities are not meeting. You will have to sit together, put your heads together and see whether you are able to fill the aspirations or the requirements of any small section.
Yes, sir.